said that you never stop learning, but so much so that when I was young, he would throw me a book at the start of a week, and it could be anything from, Tolstoy's War and Peace to Carlos Castaneda talking about hallucinogenic plants and power plants, as they call, as they went on a trip of self-discovery with the use of drugs. And I was reading these books, strangely, when I was quite young, and he would say, questions on Friday. And it's the same with cricket. When I picked up sport, he said, forget learning the techniques of it. You have to understand the culture, the history, the traditions, what makes this sport so attractive to you, and why you can fall more deeply in love with and develop a much deeper passion for it. So much so that by the time I was in my 12th or 13th year as an international cricketer and having captained the country, I would be awakened up in Australia at about 2, 3 in the morning, or later, with a phone call from reception saying there's an urgent fax for you from home. And I would panic. I would think something's happened to a sibling or my parents, they're ill, what's going on? And then I would stop and think, why a fax? When there are mobile phones, which I carry, why a fax? And the answer was, that's my father, because he doesn't understand time zones when he's fixated on something. And he's a lawyer by profession. And I would immediately know what it was about. And I would tell reception, could you please slip whatever that fax is under my door? And it would be slipped under my door. And the next day would be a game. And I would find a chapter or a page from Don Bradman's book on batsmanship with sentences or paragraphs underlined and highlighted saying, please read this before you go into bat tomorrow. And so I was brought up to question, to learn, and not just question others, question myself as to what can I do to get better? How do I find an edge? And the strange thing is, like in life, there are certain fundamentals that you get used to, that you take for granted. And unfortunately, some of those fundamentals are very counterproductive to improvement and betterment. It's the same with me in my cricket and my technique, not just myself personally in terms of character and my values. In cricket, I've changed most of the fundamentals that everyone said should never be changed. And that's actually kept me ahead of the curve when I did play.